And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Aries. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if interested, individual reads are back up and open. Just either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So Aries, what are we looking at in this round of reads? As you can see, we have the 5 spread across the board: water, earth, fire, and air. This is going to be your HEC reads. At time of recording, we're at the end of May going into June. But hey, it'll reach you when it reaches you, right? HEC, or As Things Change, is done with a purpose. The 5s are all set out because, and if you saw the Learn With Me series where I explain what every one of the tarot cards mean, you'll understand why. The 5s are cards of conflict. We jump headfirst into what's eating at us, what we're trying to glean from it, and hopefully come to some better resolutions, right? This is the point of it all. So as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you and mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs and not enough time to do that with any one of them. Instead, let's lay our cards out on the table. And good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we'll talk about it, because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me in your read today, Aries, your As Things Change ATC read. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start over here with your 5 of Cups. So those cards we need to see, please, for the Aries Collective. What about the 5 of Cups? The emotional sorrow and regret must be understand for Aries in the present moment. Okay, so 8 of Cups makes sense. Why are we making a choice to leave behind? Something that we knew so well, the Ace of Swords. Why are we having definitive truths? King of Cups. Okay. I just wonder why that eats at you so much, Aries. I mean, we're going to find out eventually in the read, but that King of Cups being the last thing, normally that never gets paired with the 5 of Cups. The King can balance the emotional abundance, but also the responsibility of holding it all. So why is that next to the Ace of Swords, a notion of truth and, insight, and the 8 of Swords, the need to walk away? I think that we are coming to the conclusion that A, something just flat out is not right for us, but B, more than A, that there's a pain in learning, right? There is a pain in growth. And for the Aries I'm talking to, this is hitting home for right now, things may not go back to the way they used to be. That's fine. We're not meant to stay in the same place forever. Whether that be literally moving from your current residency to wherever else you got to go, or to the next stage in life. We're not meant to stay in the same place forever. And I think when we start to lament everything in nostalgia, we forget how we got to this point. That King of Cups, you're almost down on yourself for coming to this realization that I gotta leave this all behind. What does that mean or look like for you? That's what's the interesting part. Next, to the 5 of Pentacles. Why do we feel impoverished, left out, left behind? Show us cards we need to see, please. What malnourishes the Aries energy in this read? What about the 5 of Pentacles? Must we understand? To the 5 of Pentacles. Temperance, okay. At given time, we can always dig ourselves out. In what way? Oh. Okay, that's why truth hurts. 5 of Pentacles comes out again. And what goes along with that 5 of Pentacles? The 10 of Wands. Okay, so we're not abandoning people, we're abandoning bad habits. Got it, Aries. That's fine. Let me drink my tea real quick. Cold and refreshing. we won't know until we get there, but first we got to get there. Right now, I'm looking at Aries, who, again, drawing back on that Five of Cups. Hey, I got to get my stuff together. If it ain't serving me, I can't carry it. And now, the admittance to the self, temperance, yeah, it'll all get better eventually, but right now I got to focus on my stuff. Ten of Wands outburdens me because of the Five of Pentacles. Right now, you might be facing financial hardship. Either that or you're not able to move in the ways that you want to because of resource and access. Five of Pentacles underneath the Five of Pentacles directly. They're both trying to match up in terms of materially what doesn't add up. I think that your faith in everything working out is good because that is unwavering, at least with that temperance, right? But the reality of the situation right now is, keep your head down, keep doing the work. The best thing that we could do right now is understand the totality of that burden and then elevate ourselves to that next stage. That way it is not a burden that we couldn't lift in the first place. Next to the Five of Wands, your home element of fire. Show us the cards we need to see, please, for Aries in this read. What about the more present and external conflict showing itself? What we learn about here and now. Show us the cards we need to see, please, to find the Five of Wands in this read. Seven of Cups. Okay. The financial burden or whatever hardship you're going through right now is teaching you the faith of possibility. It's funny because your hope hasn't extinguished, at least not yet. Nine of Swords and also the nightmare and fears. Why so? King of Pentacles. I think we're basically at a crossroads where we can give into our old habits, give into our fears, or we can see a challenge, particularly a recent financial burden, as an opportunity to be like, hey, wake up call, head in the game, kid, right? And so that Seven of Cups, I know that's strange to pair along with Nine of Swords. Is like, are we having all of these dreams of nightmares? No. Instead, the external conflict that we face in the present shows us the valuable investments and what we can most certainly leave behind. That's where it stands. Not from a state of fear, but from a state of proper investment in this weird roundabout way, Aries. This difficulty that you're going through right now, it's going to show that there's multiple ways to proverbial, not literal, but proverbially skin a cat, right? There's multiple ways to solve the things that are going on in your life right now. However, we really got to sit down and think, what do we want? How are we going to get to it? Your faith is unwavering because you said, I'm going to do it. Cool. I get that. I already saw it before. The question is now, how can we get creative about doing it? Right? Put us into that state of activation and move forward. Last to the Five of Swords. What about the internal monologue that may not be the most beneficial? Show us the cards we can see, please, to find the Five of Swords for Aries in this read. Let's see, please, go to Five of Swords. Two of Swords, okay. Interesting, but I want to come back to that Two of Swords because, yeah, King of Wands. I'm about to say that doesn't make much sense here. And why the King of Wands, the Six of Swords? Boom. We could lie to ourselves, Five of Swords, and say that the tools are not at our disposal, that we don't know what we're doing, that we haven't seen trouble, we haven't been punched in our face before, etc. Or we could say, no, this knocked me a little bit off my game, but I'm able to get right back on it. Put myself into action. It's not about debate right now. It's about doing. I need to go do. So the Five of Swords then unintentionally becomes like basically self-sabotage in a way, because to say that we're confused with all this faith and all this plan, we're not confused, Aries. It may not be a fun answer that we come to, but hey, you don't always gotta be fun. It's just gotta be there, right? Underneath it all, Star, the card of Aquarius. The hope that we maintain, the goals and aspirations that we aim towards, no matter the impossibility, that is what's guiding us right now. Not pure wishing with no plan upon faith, but rather that faith is our leading principle. It'll guide us there. We just got to trust that process. Okay, next. Let's get one card underneath all the fives. Show us cards that we need to see, please. Under every five of every element. Well, the principal fives, anyways. What do we need to see, please, for Aries in this read? Emperor, there we go. So, yeah, I think part of us has, that burden of nostalgia of being like, wow, I mean, could things be better right now? Sure, but I can't unsee what I've seen. Like, it's time to grow up right now, or it's time to at least do better for me and by me. And you're taking it in stride, Aries. This is not as bad as a read as it may come off initially, because right now, you just have to tell yourself, yeah, things are changing around me, and I'm adapting. Maybe that's what it looks like. Next, underneath the Five of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. Right. Truth is, we had a hard look at ourselves in the mirror, and whatever financial burden or whatever just lack of anything that we experience right now, no, we definitely got ourselves here. A ghost wasn't taking money out of my bank account. It wasn't. And hey, fair is fair, right? But at least we can acknowledge, I understand how we got here. I can also try to learn a way to pull us out. Next, underneath the Five of Wands, the Magician, the power of manifestation. The understanding here now that we could go either way. We could either do our right investments, keep doing the right work, invest properly, and pull ourselves up, or we could start to spiral and let things fall to the wayside. Our choice right now. Underneath the Five of Swords, Eight of Wands, direct communication, or here, fast-moving intentionality. I'm not giving up. You're not giving up. And I like that for you. Now, beyond not giving up, what are we doing? That's how we start to ask the next question. Underneath it all, Judgment. If we say that we have faith, then we will be tested. And in being tested, trying to understand, hey, this is how we got here. Have we learned that lesson? And what are we willing to do differently? Last, define the major arcana shown across the table in this read before we move towards resolution. First, we start with Temperance. First, let's start with Temperance, card Sagittarius. What is Temperance in this read? What does a healed soul start to look like? Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, we know better. And again, I'm very much leaning towards this idea that Aries is about to face some sudden financial hardship if they have not already. However, this ain't the first time our back has been against the wall. We know better. We know how we can get ourselves out of it. Time to start grinding. Do what you got to, Aries. Next to the Emperor. Judgment. Again, instead of running away from it, we're trying to take it as a lesson. And if we can embrace that, what else is there to embrace out of life? Next to the Magician. King of Pentacles. At least for where we stand right now, Aries, is more in a positivistic outlook. We know how to invest. Now it's time to do it right. And in a space of resolution, the Devil, okay, card of Capricorn. We can give into our worst tendencies, or Justice. We can let the scales of equity decide what our journey has in store for us. 50-50 split. Where are we going with Aries underneath it all? Eight of Wands, direct communication and intentionality. Do we have faith in this process that no matter how hard it gets, it can and will work out, but I have to do my part? Crossroads, Aries. That's where we are. As a recap of the read, you are at a crossroads where you're facing either resource or financial hardship. Totally understandable, while also having faith in yourself in the process that you're more than equipped to deal with it. You just have to have a second to sit down, plan it out, and then execute. All in all, hey, I'm here for a reason, right? So instead of me crumbling under the pressure, no, let's make a diamond. At least that's the attitude I'm seeing so far. That's what I got in your read today, Aries. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, I guess this can't keep a good Aries down. Just remember the tools and the skills you have at your disposal. It'll all work out in the end. See you around, okay? Take care.